Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me. I'm Corey with the Ugly Bug Fly Shop and Crazy Rainbow Fly Fishing. And today we're going to tie Dell's Merkin Crab on a jig hook. So to start here, this will be part 4 of our 4-part series. When I'm done with this, I'm going to jump pretty hard into a 4-part jig series. Tie some pedragons and some stuff like that, and some jigs that I like to tie on. So I figure why not end our 4-part series with a jig saltwater fly. So first things first, Umpqua's new X Series XS 506H saltwater jig hook. So really cool. I use this hook a lot on freshwater streamer patterns. Great hook. Super burly hook. Like, you're not going to break this thing on much of anything at all. So, all right. So, second, Semperfli classic wax thread. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice little base laid on here. I'm not making sure it looks perfect right now. Just kind of trying to get myself a nice base. Perfect. Okay. Second, we're going to take some grizzly hackle feathers, okay? So I'm going to take some grizzly hackle feathers like this. I'm going to strip away a lot of this poofy stuff here. And just kind of leave myself a nice little guy. And if you, as you can tell, they kind of curve, and you can actually make it curve too. But I want that to kind of curve out with the hook, okay? We're going to kind of set this on here, and I just do a couple of nice loose wraps. So you're going to sometimes have to manipulate these things and kind of get them where you want them. And that actually kind of went right in there. Perfect. Nice, like it. Let's get our other one here. Sorry it took me so long to get this video done, guys. We've been kind of busy in the shop lately, kind of trying to get some things going. I was waiting for materials to show up. I wanted to do it on this I decided I wanted to do it on this jig hook, and I had to wait for these to show up, and then I had a bunch of orders to fill, so my apologies for it being kind of late. But we're in it to win it now. Alright, so that guy tied in there, and I tied that one in a little bit of a long little dealy here, so I'm going to just trim these, tighten them right down. Perfect. Cool. Like it. So it rolled on me a little bit, but I like kind of how they're coming out. So I'm going to roll with it. Second step here, or third step, I'm going to take about 4 pieces of Flashabou. So Dell, they say Dell is this gentleman. He, older gentleman, probably caught more permit on a fly than anybody else out there. And this is his go-to pattern. So I wanted to whip this up for you, and this was the last pattern that I was tying for my Mexico trip that I'm taking here soon. Get those tied right in on the top. And then I cut them about the length of my grizzly hackle feathers there. Perfect. This one kind of rolled on me, so I'm going to pitch it up, force it. There it goes. Got it. Perfect. Let's get us a nice thread base, a little bit more even than the last one, all the way up to the front here. Cool. Then I use these guys. Instead of stainless steel brass eyes, I really want this thing to ride upside down. So I'm going a little bit heavier on this guy. So we're going to go ahead and just get that X patterned in right at the top there, right before that bend, that 60-degree bend down on the jig. Great permit hook, this thing. This thing is so heavy. I mean, they just are a good looking hook. We're going to do over the eyes under the hook. Kind of my little go-to way to tie eyes on. Get our trusty old Zap-A-Gap brush on here. Perfect. We're just going to go and dab some of this on there. And then one more time, go ahead and cross these up. Sometimes I'll go around the base here, really just pull all that together. Another couple of crosses and we'll be set. Perfect, guys. I'm going to kind of come back and forth here, kind of build myself up a nice little base, nice even base to get this our original EP fibers down. Perfect. So these are the Enrico Puglisi's original fibers. Dell tied his with like a chartreuse thread and a cream. I'm going to use all tan on this one. And for this one, because I picked a bigger hook for you guys, I'm going to go almost a pencil width on these guys. If you're going smaller, maybe like do quarter of the width of a pencil, something like that. But because I'm tying these a little bit bigger, I'm going to get myself a little bit bigger on there. So there's kind of the profile. You can see how that's kind of splayed out. And this is where I think these things are a blast. So I'm going to come in here and lay this down. And you can throw like a couple of loose wraps in here to get it where you need it. And you can slide this around and then wrench down on those. Kind of hold these guys apart. And then you can cross wrap them. Perfect. Just like that. Look at that. Perfect. Love it. And sometimes I'll just come in here and all this like weird excess stuff, I'll just cut it really quick. Get out of my way. And go up here. Cool. Cut another good chunk. And I'm going to try, since I'm running these a little bit bigger, I'm probably only going to get 5 or so in here. But if you go a little bit sparser on it, you can usually get about 6 of these in there or so. And I still might be able to get 6 in there. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Perfect. Get these situated where you need them. Throw some wraps. Grab your whip finisher. Perfect. Love it. Alright. Next chore. I'm going to grab this whole clump of these guys just like this. I'm going to cut it. Don't cut it too short. You're going to be real bummed out. But just cut them to get rid of a lot of that excess, so it'll make it a little bit easier for you to trim. Probably could have gone a little shorter on those, but I'm going to roll with it. And then we're just going to kind of slowly, and without cutting our hackle here, cut these into the shape that you so desire. Hair scissors will work a little bit better on this, but lucky me, I left my hair scissors at home. So we're rolling with these guys, but these are just great scissors anyways. Perfect. Just gonna go ahead and keep cutting this to shape, and you just kind of want to round, you know, like sometimes you can use like a coin, like a nickel or a dime or some sort of coin, give you like a nice little round shape for kind of a guide if you need it, if it helps you out. I know it helps some of the guys out. I've kind of showed how to tie this. I'm just gonna, please excuse me, I'm kind of anal when I start cutting these and trimming these. I could cut and trim these forever. Constantly trimming them and getting rid of loose errant fibers and kind of come in here and get rid of a lot of this stuff sticking up wildly at the top, and like down here I got a bunch on this bottom side that are kind of all over the place. Just kind of clean this up. Perfect, guys. So there it is there. Phase 1. See, I could always trim. And we're going to move on to phase 2. Alright guys, so phase 2 here. Okay, so there we go, kind of got our nice little shape all done up there. Perfect. Alright, phase 2. What we're going to do here is we're going to take some of these are just medium round rubber legs in white, and these things come very long, kind of annoying, and just kind of take your scissors and just fold these in half and cut them down a few times. And you'll have enough to tie as many as you could desire out of a whole thing of these round rubber legs. You get a lot of them. Then we're moving on to phase 2, which is getting these legs in. Okay, so once you get your legs here, I'm going to pull these apart, which makes it easier if they're together. Cool. What I'm actually going to do first is from the top side here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of weave them. I'm going to go like right in front of the first one here, and then just kind of set them. Skip one, kind of get it in there, and skip another one. And we're just skipping, you know, the EP that we put in. I'm skipping each one. Okay. Turn this thing upside down so you have your legs like this. And now all I'm gonna do is come in here and tie a simple overhand knot. Okay. Come in here. Simple overhand knot, just like this. Whoopsies, kind of almost lost that one. So if you make these longer to begin with, it's going to be a lot easier on you. Okay, so I'm not worried about manipulating these too much right now. They're in a really good spot actually where I have them at the moment. What I'm going to do is take our trusty brush on Zap-A-Gap. We're going to come in here from the bottom. We're just going to put a nice good layer right on all on the top of these and on our thread wraps. Just like that. Okay? And then while that's drying, we're going to come up here to the top. We're going to do the exact same thing. Just right along the top there. Put nice layers of super glue. Get all these thread wraps covered up. Perfect. Alright. So super glue is pretty fast, but what we could do after a little bit here is once this super glue kind of starts to set up, you can kind of manipulate these and kind of get them in a little better place if you're having trouble with them before the super glue. And then you'll cut them when you kind of get them where you want them. So I only like them to stick out like maybe a ½ an inch or so. Like nothing crazy. Could go shorter here even, you know, just kind of go with how you feel. These are kind of going to entice the permit. These legs are going to move around a bunch, and see, like as that dries, you can really kind of move these around and get them where you want them. Just kind of like that. Perfect. Blow on it. I don't think that helps her at all, but there you go. Check that thing out. Dell's Merkin Crab. Alright. So now I'm going to do red Sharpie works just fine. But I'm actually going to use a lipstick red Copic marker. These things are amazing. If you've never seen these before, you can actually put these in airbrush guns and airbrush them. And a lot of guys will hold all these legs together and color these, and I'm just going to actually come in here to each one and kind of color each one of these. Feel free to put them all together and color them. You're going to get marker all over your hands if you do it that way, but it's probably a little bit faster. So guys will actually like take them and hold them together. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to color each one of these guys. Gonna work our way around. I'm not super worried about it being perfect. I don't think the permit are either, to be 100% honest with you. Just kinda around here. These Copic markers are pretty amazing things, really. It's pretty crazy. You can get like these little airbrush guns for them, and you like just slide them right in the airbrush gun. Perfect. These legs aren't cooperating with me on this side that well. Got tired of it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to knock these out and get Copic marker all over my hands. Make this quicker for you guys. Perfect. Cool. There we are, guys. Dell's Merkin Crab. All finished up, glued up, solid. Got a bunch of Copic sketch marker all over my hand. But thanks again, guys, for joining me. Surely appreciate all you folks that join me in my little fly tying pursuits. This leg is not cooperating with me. Drive me crazy. It's okay. You'll have them do that. There we go. There it is. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for joining me on the Ugly Bug Network. And you know where to find us if you need anything. www.crazyrainbow.net. And you have a great night, and we'll see you here in a few weeks for part 1 of our jig series. Thank you so much. Have a great night.